Look, I mean, if it's USAID that they're talking about, I mean, these people have the capacity to dispose of incriminating evidence wherever they are, because that's
what I was thinking too.
That's what CIA is capable of doing. That you know that anytime you hear historically, anytime a United States embassy was about to be taken over, or you had to get people out, there was a burning of sensitive documents. That's actually standard practice.
Right.
It happened in Vietnam and stuff. They were, if you have to get out of there, you burn all the incriminating evidence. Anything you don't want to fall into the hands of the opposition forces or whatever. So the idea that they have a protocol that can be used in D.C., that should not be surprising to anyone.
No, I mean, you would have a protocol to get rid of documents, but it does seem kind of crazy that they're just burning it all, just getting rid of it without anyone just taking a look at what those files are.
I mean, I would like to think that the DOJ would be able to call and say stop.
If they wanted to. The DOJ is super busy right now.
They are, but I mean,
Everybody's busy.
To be fair, I've seen a lot of criticism of the DOJ where they're pointing out that while the DOJ has done some things, a lot of people expect them to go after the lawfare first. And certainly there was some hubbub over the Epstein files, but it looks more so like they're going after things that we agree or we don't like, but not the biggest priority.
You're not really hearing much from them. Really, I mean,
Kash Patel arrested some U.S. Army guys selling secrets.
Right.
And that's great, but everybody expected the first thing to be those who were waging lawfare against Trump and his legal team would be. But I suppose those things take time.
Those things take time. You have to bring a case. You have to develop a case. You have to put it all together. You have to, go out and do the investigation. Those kind of investigations do take a long time. Look how long it took to investigate Hunter Biden for his various crimes, right? That took years. So, and the lawfare takes a long time too. I mean, when they were going after Trump, it was years of building stuff up, falsifying documents, creating Steele dossiers, things like that. So while that's certainly not something I would expect the Trump DOJ to do, they do have to go figure out where the crimes were committed, right? They have to say okay, Alvin Bragg did this, that was a crime, or Letitia James did this, that was a crime. They have to figure that out before they can bring any charges at all.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that they have a generalized idea of what they're looking for, but they probably do have. You have to have specifics if you're going to get.
Yeah, you have to bring a case. You have to develop a case.
You want to bring the sexy stuff first too, though, especially in the first 100 days.
Yeah.
You want that sex. That's why they were all dangling that Epstein carrot for us,
Right.
and I don't know that we'll ever really get it really the way we're supposed to get it. I mean, I don't think we're going to get it.
I don't think we're going to get real answers. But the other thing, too, that happened, if you look at how, because the other thing the DOJ is doing is going into court to defend all of Trump's executive orders every time the ACLU or, 23 states team up to bring cases, and they have to go in and defend that against judges. And you had a lot of judges every time, you've had some wins for sure, but you've also had a lot of temporary stays of executive orders or temporary overturnings of executive orders. And you've seen judges say things like, where's your case? Don't you have something better to defend that with? So the DOJ really has to work to get their cases together too, to defend, over 300 executive orders at this point, many of which have been challenged in court, rightly or wrongly.
300.
At least,
It's got to be a record, right?
It's a lot.
Wow.
It's a lot. I think he doesn't have as many. I don't think he's on track to have as many executive orders right now as FDR. FDR had
FDR had a lot of cleaning up to do. I mean, he had a lot. I mean, we think we were in bad brothers. I mean, they were
right. And he
really,
had to make
really in a bad way.
make an extra mess too. He had to keep compounding things.
Right.
Worse. But so you definitely have a ton of that going on.
I wonder how much Trump is actually going to be able to succeed in the gutting of the bureaucratic state and the deep state. What with the judges saying you can't freeze payments and things like this. Certainly, I think the advantage is always going to be with the executive branch, which does present some challenges for our constitutional republic in that Trump can fire away executive orders over and over and over and over again, but the Supreme Court doesn't convene every day.
Right.
So Trump can
they can only take a certain number of cases a term.
Right. Federal judges run this country. I mean, that's and they're appointed for life, and it's they're as polarizing as the parties in themselves. But federal judges are the only ones that can really overturn these things. And again, Trump can sign 300 of them, but how many Barack Obama or Clinton appointed federal judges will get these and just shoot them right down to zero?
And look, remember, it's great that Donald Trump is doing things through executive order, but we really do need Congress to legislate.
Yeah, we do.
Because they have to be. That's the only way that they're going to be permanent. If we really want to get rid of the Department of Education, there has to be legislation.
And that's such a long process in itself.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.